Welcome to Branching Out, a new podcast from Bonsai. I am the co-founder of Bonsai and your host, Matt Butler. Bonsai's platform delivers powerful marketing measurement and custom buying algorithms using first-party data. I aim to deliver interesting, informative insights for the modern marketer and get wisdom from the thought leaders you should know. I hope this podcast is entertaining. I hope it simplifies what's complicated. And I hope it arms you to succeed and makes you laugh along the way. Enjoy. All right. We are here with Ashley Bingham, Director of Paid Search. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Paid Search and Performance Marketing over at Gab. And Ashley Bingham, thanks for jumping on our podcast today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we are at eTail East and here in beautiful sunny Boston. Could you tell us a little bit about what you're excited about coming here to eTail?
Yeah, I'm always excited to talk about data and excited to talk to other like-minded retailers today to see what they're facing, what's going well in their worlds, and get a little more information from them.
So my team always raves about you as one of the best search marketers they know. So I wanted to kind of pick your brain and learn a little bit about your story. So
thank you.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about how you got into, I guess, digital marketing and search marketing to start with.
Yeah, many years ago, I started as an intern actually at a large online retailer, and so that was really an exciting start. I didn't expect to end up in marketing. I got a degree in statistics. But I found my place there. I helped on a few different teams, but paid search is where I landed, and I loved it. I love data. I love, the kind of instant gratification of you make a change and you can easily see, what happened from that.
I love that you went and got your true statistics creds. Reminds me of my time at undergrad. I took a few stats courses and really loved it, but I was a little too nervous to make the full jump into that, getting my full degree in that. So now, having lived that life professionally, I always look back and regret, I should have done that. It was something that was a passion of mine as well, but that's super, super cool. So now tell me about, so really cool story. Love how, kind of your experience mirrors, I think, a lot of folks in the space. Tell me about how you got to Gab.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. I, for many years, had chosen to, work freelance and consulting. I'm a mom of three energetic girls, and I chose that time to step back from the corporate world, and I was content there. I was content, working on a small agency, and I got a cold LinkedIn message from my VP Russ Hannig, and it was the perfect time. I had a daughter starting middle school. I had not made this decision yet whether to give her her phone or not, and I was right in that decision phase of our current customer at Gab. And so, once I met the team, I was sold. Their passion for kids and families, and also, I'll be honest, hearing that their team was investing in data and knowing the true journey of their customer.
Awesome. Yeah, so I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. Well, sorry, he just turned 3. Oh, my son Reese will tell you he just turned 3.
He's like, I'm not 2.
He's not 2. Yeah, no, sorry. Dad messed up. So he's 3. But, same thing of being in that, mindset of trying to wrestle with thinking about technology with my kids as they grow up. And so, Gab's an amazing story, amazing place, awesome team. Yeah, they're really lucky to have you. When you think back to when you got started into search marketing, now you've, like you said, been through some of the corporate experiences of it. Now at Gab, you've done freelancing. What do you think? What's changed the most, if anything, for you in the space in the last, let's say, 5 or 10 years?
I think the customer journey has become so important with a lot of they talked about the cookieless future. Now Google's maybe rolled that back a little, but still the importance of knowing where your dollars are going and that customer journey. What is affecting the customer in the most positive way? I think has been just even more important than ever.
How do you guys like talk about that and analyze that at Gab?
Yeah, we truly do analyze our success as a whole. And so, every piece has an important place to, some high funnel places, just looking at the raw data, direct conversions aren't going to perform well. But if you look at the bigger picture, who's driving incremental value, the story changes, and you can be more intentional to make sure that you are not only efficient in what you're spending, but that you're aiming to grow the business as well.
Mm-hmm. And when you think about what success looks for you, and like you mentioned, Russ and your whole marketing team as you guys lead growth, do you care a lot about, you have on-site experience? I know you guys are beginning to work with retailers as well.
Mm-hmm.
What do you consider success? Do you have like certain parts of the business that you focus on only, or do you look at the whole ecosystem?
We definitely look at the whole ecosystem. I mean, our team on growth, we are focused on, reaching new customers. We know from studies that there is a large market of parents who don't yet know about safe tech, safe, phones for kids. And so it's important to us to try to find those parents. Where are they? Are they, on YouTube? Are they, watching TV? Or are they, scrolling social media? We're trying to find them where they are. And then we have an amazing retention team internally as well that, once they are a customer, how can we continue to make their experience great?
So you're a search marketer. You haven't said the word CPC yet. You haven't said, conversions yet. And you brought up loyalty, top of funnel, all this stuff. I am like, I guess tell us a little bit about, what you love about how you guys are approaching it and some of the success you guys have seen. And is there anything that you guys are looking to do that you can't do today that you're like, I wish we could measure a certain, set of outcomes, or, kind of what's on your, I guess, wish list?
Yeah, well, that's a dangerous question. I love to know everything, but in my world, in paid search, I'm definitely looking to support our other channels. CPC it's an expensive channel. It's something that you want to be, very conscious about what you're spending. And, if over time more of the whole picture comes through organic or, organic social, organic search, that's a win for me. But I'm going to continue to support Gab and my team through, until we have that growth in our organic channels. I'm filling the gap. So I am there when customers are looking to find our brand, our product. I want to make sure that I'm there and make it easy for them to get to our site.
I love that. I love that, it sounds like in your world, on your team, the organic team is not pitted against the paid team,
Exactly.
or retention is not pitted against acquisition.
Yeah.
I think it's a model that a lot of companies should learn from. I guess another thing that you've brought up now a few times that I should have already come back to, but tell me about how you think about what success means. Is it revenue and transactions, or you brought up the customer journey? My sense is that you guys think about acquiring customers, but I guess how do you sort out transactional metrics versus customer metrics, and where do you put those in a list of your priorities?
No, that's a great question. Internally we do definitely look at conversions. We also look at whether it's a new account or an existing account, new lines versus upgrade. And so we do definitely look at all of those metrics. Additionally, internally on our retention team, they are watching closely customer service interactions. They're watching even usage of the devices. These are devices for kids. If they're not using them, then that shows us maybe they don't know all the features that we have, or maybe the kid's lost his device. So we want to keep a close eye on that to make sure that the customer is using our technology in the way that it helps their family, helps them, making sure it's easy to use so the kids can call from soccer practice or whatever. If they're not using the devices, that tells us that we have some room for improvement.
Might be getting some of the details wrong on this. I'm probably not allowed to say all of the specifics, but I think in like the last, say, 2 years, you guys have probably come close to tripling your customer and sales rates at on some level, something like that, right? Have you guys had like have you had like 3 times as big of a marketing budget in the last 2 years? Like how has that looked, I guess, from the perspective of the resources you guys get to invest?
Yeah, great question. It's changed over the last couple of years. As you know, when I joined the team, the focus was entirely on growth and pushing the business. We did have a moment in the middle where, you know, the focus changed to efficiency. And so, you know, we have the data available, so we can, you know, we know how to change our dials. We're always, you know, changing the levers and dials to match what the company goal is. And so, you know, our budgets have fluctuated with that. When the goal was growth, it was large. And when it was more focused on efficiency, it shifted a little, but it definitely is bigger than it was before.
Yeah. But I get that sense, right, that you guys have grown your like efficiency of output like dramatically over this period of time, right?
Yes, exactly. And you know, as well, over the last 2 years, we've definitely had competitors who also have started figuring out their things as well. So, you know, combining our growth with growing competition, having a bigger budget is definitely necessary and needed.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad it's growing, but I also love hearing that story because I think sometimes, you know, the one thing I hear a ton still is this idea of, you know, you're either pursuing efficiency or you're pursuing growth. And so many times when I talk to people like you, actually, you know, you hear the same story again and again, which is, you know, smart, data-driven efficiency drives growth, right? And so it's like, yeah, the growth comes through efficient allocation, through this, like, you know, not reducing costs for reducing cost sake, but by making everything more productive. That is what drives the top line, that drives the business.
Exactly.
And then the budgets and the capital and the teams, right? It all follows.
Yeah, exactly. I think us in the, you know, industry, especially search marketing, we've all worked for clients or, you know, companies that they pushed to drive efficiency for the sake of growth. And, you know, we see that I can have the most efficient program in the world, but it's going to shrink. It's going to shrink and atrophy, and unless we have that wider lens of growing and efficiency.
Awesome. So I guess final set of questions. So you mentioned the, I guess, delayed third-party cookie deprecation that, you know, just got announced a few weeks ago by Google. I like to call it the stay of execution. So what advice would you have for a search marketer or a brand navigating the world today? You know, what would you, if you were in charge or you could advise anyone in their brand arc, what would you tell them to do from either a marketing perspective or a paid search perspective?
Yeah, I would tell them, you know, regardless of what Google does, if they keep delaying it or don't actually enact it entirely, I think the importance of knowing your first party data, whether you're building that in-house or getting a data partner, I think is so important as, you know, the search space continues to grow and you want to know where your people are. So I think that would be the best advice I have is really nail your first party data, know where things are going.
And you guys at Gab, you guys have been buying on first party data for a little while now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Has it been more than a year, I want to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. And so, yeah, we didn't need the death of the cookie to enact essentially a data strategy based on that, and it can be done. It's measurement, but it can be a lot more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes. Ashley, I hope you enjoy the rest of e-tail. Hope it stays beautiful like it is out today.
Thank you. Yeah, beautiful day.
Awesome. All right. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Send your questions, comments, or derision to Bonsai's LinkedIn page, or connect with me directly. LinkedIn.com/in/ButlerMatt.